The explosion in what is now the clearly, completely broken relationship between President Trump and his largest donor, Elon Musk, who went from lording over cabinet meetings, holding that special goodbye press appearance in the Oval Office. Remember, that was just last week, to a total blowout battle today that is riveting Washington, politics, huge corners of the internet, as I said, both for its messiness, pettiness, but also its stakes. Now, they hit new lows with Musk trying to smear Trump with a horrific conspiracy theory, Trump blasting Musk, and now doing something that should never be normal, whether he's mad at Musk or not, which is blatantly threatening to abuse the federal government to retaliate against him. Meanwhile, Tesla stock is down today. We'll get into that, which hits Musk where it hurts. What began with the tension earlier this week and Musk lashing out at Trump's top legislative priority, but claiming that it was a policy dispute, has turned petty. As I mentioned to our colleague Nicole, it has turned rap beef level petty and personal. So these two men, again, who have, in one case, businesses to run, in the other case, a country to obviously run, are not exactly acting like mature professionals, to say the least. Today, they have exchanged a volley of threats and vitriol, taunts and attacks. And I'll just say something. Sometimes in the news, we just sort of tell you what we're seeing, and it sounds obvious. So let me put it like this. The exchange between these two men just today is actually far harsher, more negative and nasty than what we've been seeing between the two political parties for the last several weeks or months, which reminds you just how bananas this is. Now, these are two men who claim to be working together towards largely the same agenda or goals as recently as last week. One of them remains a huge player in Republican politics because money matters. Everybody knows that in our American system, where you can donate a lot, unlimited, to super PACs. And he is still on record as the biggest Republican donor from last year. And that PowerPoint is one that Musk cited, as if anyone needs a reminder on the right, telling everyone today that Trump and the GOP would have lost the election last year, wouldn't, he argues, even be in power, and that he thus has leverage over Republicans because of that spending, whether it's the past, which he thinks he's clearly owed for, or the future, where he can spend more than most candidates could ever raise, and it won't affect his bottom line. So that's the big context. Here was the president today.
Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised, but I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot. People leave my administration and they love us, and then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. He hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office. I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting.
Musk has over 200 million followers, many of them in the United States, and a high concentration of them on the right. He also has a site that has been caught since he took it over, boosting the reach of what he says further. So even though we talk to you here through the news and YouTube if you watch on there, and other people use other platforms, nobody can doubt that the platform of X on the right over the last several months is kind of their home base. And now it has been flipped. Musk undercutting the very Republicans he was working with as powerless without him, and then arguing they show such ingratitude. Remember, this is Elon Musk on the platform he owns in a place where people have saluted or worshipped his wealth and tech acumen. These are not just empty attacks. A lot of people Republicans need for the next election are reading this. Musk's attacks also move even faster than, say, how Democrats have been attacking Donald Trump. I mean, they've made many criticisms, but they have not yet floated impeachment, even over potential grounds like flouting court orders or the violation allegedly of the emoluments clause, right, with taking the foreign jet. But Musk doesn't waste time. He is now, tonight we can report, backing Trump's impeachment. Yes, he says, by reposting that call online. And both these men have used tweets and misinformation in their crusades. but usually together towards their common opponents. Musk now turning those same dirty tricks back on Trump today. And I want to tell you about this news without reinforcing the smear. So I'm not going to repeat it. But Musk is trying to smear his teammate with one of the worst things you can allege about someone, alleging sordid crimes that people throw at opponents. Now, we're not getting into the specifics, and we're not reporting this is at all anything related to truth, just related to how these two men are beefing. And by the way, Mr. Musk should know, pushing that kind of claim without any evidence is the kind of thing that sometimes people sued and file defamation cases over. Again, he has so much money, he may be immune to that type of civil accountability. But what we are witnessing matters because something that once looked all powerful and people wondering how much Musk would get away with his pseudo-government role has now ended. This now brief alliance of alleged MAGA goals, money, and tech is dead. And Trump is admitting he may attempt the same kind of allegedly unlawful retaliation he's used on law firms he doesn't like, now against Musk. Remember, whatever you think of Elon Musk, I will tell you, the president or any politician's political opinion of him should not affect or corrupt his government contracts. Those should obviously be done fairly based on what the government needs. And if NASA needs to work with someone and they do a fair bid, great. It shouldn't come and go with politics. That's the same standards we've mentioned for other issues. Well, here we see it in the Civil War because Trump says he could terminate Musk's government subsidies and contracts. That's how to save money, a dig at the efficiency Musk promised. Musk's net worth has taken a huge hit this year. Those are the contracts, though, that continue to supply part of his empire. And as the spending bill hangs in the balance, Trump, of course, attacked Musk in the press. And now he's announcing something that they didn't say last week. He's claiming he fired Elon Musk. Different storyline. It's also, we should note, what some experts thought accounted for Musk's anger. Republican veteran Bill Kristol actually suggested that just this week. Trump now posting that he was the one who asked Elon to leave because he was wearing thin. Those are fighting words for a billionaire who has not been publicly fired in a very long time. And then, as I told you, here's what another part that matters and that is telling. The president accusing Musk of basically being in all this for himself, that it wasn't about efficiency or helping the American people, but Musk was really mad he couldn't get more money out of the federal government under Trump. Quote, I took away his mandate. It forced everyone to buy electric cars. This is something that Trump basically posted. And then he said it made Musk go crazy, quote, unquote. Now, that's an accusation, of course. As to the electric vehicle credits, well, that would, of course, help Tesla.
Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden, he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate because that's billions and billions of dollars. And it really is unfair.
Really important point there. Number one, there will continue to be reporting on whether that was a part or big part of why Musk left. Separate from Trump saying it, Axios reported earlier this week that that was a factor, and we'll continue to track that down. But I told you we had the whole rap beef part of this and the petty part of this. This part matters, completely apart from the messiness. I want you to just, hey, we take in the news together. Let's take in the premise the president just shared there that I played for you. Donald Trump is trying to cast himself as a whistleblower for his own administration. That's what he's saying. He's saying, let me tell you what really happened. This guy was just in it for the electric vehicle credits that would so enrich Tesla. But the problem is you can't be a whistleblower on yourself. Certainly not when you're the president and you're in charge. You hired this guy, and if you were so concerned that this was just Tesla enrichment, well, why didn't you blow the whistle and fire him earlier? And the answer makes it even worse. I say this not as criticism, but as facts that make these men look bad. Rich men who still want to take your taxpayer money, if you keep your eyes open and notice it, because we've already seen what they did. Electric vehicle credits, openly trafficking in favors, self-dealing, and the kind of conflicts of interest in crony capitalism which proliferate when you don't have controls or rule of law, or, by the way, a strong free press, all the ways that you keep people accountable. Because I'm saying this all to you while you see on your screen with your own eyes what we already know. These two men who are billionaires aren't content to be rich enough. They wanted to take your White House, the people's house, your tax dollars, and our attention to hawk those Teslas.
You got to give him credit.
We want the future to look like the future, and it's kind of what kind of truck would Blade Runner drive?
The one I like is that one. And I want that same color.
You buying a Tesla will boost Tesla sales and boost
Well, I
their
hope
stock?
it does. Look.
Was that your goal
I
by
care
doing
about
this?
one thing. When somebody's a great patriot, they shouldn't be hurt. He's a great patriot. I love Tesla.
He hopes it does. And any conventional system, that is an admission of a problem. The government playing favorites and trying to help their people in the free market. It's something Republicans and conservatives have long said they are against. The goal then was to sell what Trump called that love and make Musk money, which he admitted. Now, that is not okay for the federal government, period. Whether it works or not, it's not okay. If you're watching the news and you say, I've heard about these tremors and inflection points before, I get it. But this is one of the worst Republican conservative crises that Donald Trump has faced in this second term, and he's facing an opponent who is well capitalized and not backing down.